and as I look at decision makers, and perhaps you and everybody who's listening would agree with this too, it's, we do want people from the outside to help, but we want to work with experts. I mean, we want to work with people who have done business with companies like us before, or people who have worked with people in our kinds of positions. And so we want to know that, for example, if we are in a marketing company, or market company, a consumer goods company, we want to know that the people have worked with other consumer goods companies because they know our problems and issues, and we don't have to bring them up to speed on what's going on. And this goes back to the being, an invaluable resource. They don't want to take time to bring us up to speed. They want to hear that we've done projects similar to what they need doing, that we've worked on problems similar to the ones that they have, that we're astute, we can talk their language, and we aren't, again, we don't have to be educated. This is just that important. And by the way, because we're focusing on the first decision, this has to be brought out in the first 5 to 7 seconds. And I'll be showing you, how to use some of this messaging as we go forward. But the reality is we have to create this credibility, this expert status at the very front end of what we're doing in order to capture their attention and for them to go, woo, this person gets me, this person understands, my issues and challenges. And so we'll take a look, and I'll show you how to weave that in just a moment. But I also want you to know and want to bring out the point that these people who are on the other end of the phone or on the other end of the email message that we're sending, they literally are listening to find out if we've paid the price of admission. And this is a concept, again, that a lot of sellers don't understand, and a lot of them don't act upon. If I take a look at what's going on with most sellers today, I would say that there's a lot of people who are probably more ADD than anything else. I mean, they're activity driven. They want to get out there and make a ton of calls. We have a lot of sales managers who, are driving sheer numbers. And numbers are important in some businesses, but from my perspective, numbers are secondary to quality. And if you have a bad message, that you can make a gazillion calls and you'll really truly be wasting your time, because your message is horrible. So we really need to look at how to craft the message that's going to work at the very front end. And in order to do this, our people need to know, the people we're trying to reach need to know that we have paid that price of admission. Now, some of it might be the expert status, that we've worked with other companies similar to theirs, but they really want to know that we have dug in and that we have done our homework about their specific organization or their specific customer type. And so if we're calling on, for example, a bigger company, they really want to know that we've checked out their website and we know what's happening, and maybe we've read press releases and we know some key factors that are going on right now. And so again, this is something we have to think about. How do we weave in to this information into the very front end of it, of our initial contacts? How do we weave it into our meetings with them when we have an initial meeting, when we have ongoing meetings? How do we show we're up to date? How do we show we're relevant and that we've paid this price of admission? It's just like going to Disney World. You can't get into Disney World, for free. You have to, fork out some dollars to get your foot in the door, and they expect you to fork out your time ahead of time, prior to their taking time, before they're willing to grant us even a short phone call to actually start out. So that has to come up front, and I'm giving you a lot of things that have to come up, they have to be done in a very condensed time, which is why, by the way, I like to talk about the first decision, because it's all so condensed right now. It's just a short phone call that might be, you might have a 20, 25-second message, or it's an email that might be 90 words long. That's how we have to think. It's that condensation of that first message at the upfront area.